Joe?
How are you feeling right now?
Listen, no one said it was going to be easy. I keep saying this is not your typical 10th seed, so we to be expected. Knew it was going to be a dogfight. I think, we missed a ton of shots, in that second half. A lot of open shots, I think, and then, but we got to do a better job, right? We can't be a make or miss team. Like, oh man, we're missing, and now they're grabbing offensive rebounds, and Tyler got loose on us, So we got things to clean up, but really proud of the guys for holding their composure. They cut it to 2. You could feel the game slipping a little. We kept our composure. Obviously, helps when you got Donovan Mitchell. Those are one of those, superstar takes over game situations. Really big time shots, and pretty good shots too for him.
Did you haven't needed that many Mitchell games like that this year? Did you feel?
I feel like when we need him, he gives it right. Like he knows the moment. And it's I never feel with him it's only in the moment, right? He doesn't do it when we're up 10 or 15. He just wait and wait. And I think that's the maturity level he's gotten to, where he is in his career, understanding what the situation is, what the moment is. And he had had that tough stretch before that, earlier in the quarter, and we got him a little rest. Him and Evan, they came back, and I thought Evan was big time too, really good, but Donovan closed it for us.
Brian, with everything that you guys have preached, when they cut it to 2 with about 4 minutes left, how did you think that you guys responded?
We were just, the players was just composure. Keep our composure. They made a run, and then, we got to win the possession game. They were starting to fly in and get offensive rebounds and all the stuff we've been talking about, and I thought we did a better job with that. And then I thought we executed again. A lot of this is matchup hunting and getting the right person in it, and in the situation, and like I said, Donovan made big plays. I thought, Max's steal at the end on the ATO, that was important. We kind of made all the little plays at the end.
Spence. 43 points in the second quarter. I think a team record, 11 threes made in that. Just in that moment, obviously the crowd was going nuts and stuff, but just seeing that happen and the way that your guys were executing on each end of the floor, just what was that like to watch?
It was beautiful. That's quite honestly, we've had a lot of moments like that this year because we have highly skilled players that can shoot. I'd love to say it's a system or this or that, and guys that have been playing together for a long time. So you get on a roll, and everybody was shooting it. Max, of course, and they got Evan when he starts stretching it. It's tough. We're a tough guard, but it was fun. It was fun for the crowd. Like I said, we then you're good. You're going to regress to the mean, right? You're not going to shoot 90% from 3 or whatever we were, and we started missing shots. And again, what bothered me about that was them getting the extra possessions and us losing Tyler there for a stretch, and he was getting in the paint. 9 for 10 on his floaters. So we definitely got some things to clean up.
Like Dre was a little bit more comfortable out there
Yeah.
today. What was you think behind that? It just seemed like he was kind of just playing his game.
It's kind of what I said before the game. Like someone else is going to step up. I thought he stepped up. Even we put him in at the end for that ATO. They ran something for Duncan. To get him to the corner. Dre just kind of was super physical and took him out of the play. I told you as the stakes get higher, we're gonna need him. Need games like that. We needed it tonight. Thought he was big time on both ends.
Mike?
Outside of Donovan, Coach, who in those final minutes when it gets, got up to 2 points is kind of the calming factor?
I mean, DG's right, super clutch, and he's usually great end of game. Evan doesn't make any mistakes really, not a turnover guy, and makes the right decision. And then Max is kind of like our, he's kind of orchestrated. So they usually put the, weakest defender on him, so he's got to be in a lot of the actions, and you got to feel that, feel it in flow. It's not necessarily calls, so he kind of gets us organized a lot. Don and DG got a lot of pressure on him, so he's a guy that's churning them up out there.
You mentioned Max, I was kind of getting to that. Do you feel like he, in a way, is kind of built for those kind of moments? Feels like every time he's in that situation,
Yeah.
what he has to come to.
That's why it's tough. He makes it hard not to play him end of game because he can hit a big shot. He's gonna. He's got the grit and the toughness. He's got football player toughness, and and then he's smart. So you put all those things together. You want him in at the end of the game.
Ash?
Before the game, you talked about not overreacting in game twos in
Yeah.
general, but I mean, when they go on that run in the fourth quarter, like what is it about this group that they're able to maintain their composure and not overreact when it gets cut to 2?
We have a mature group, and we got great leadership. I even think the way we came out, I know it was I think it was 25-24. I told the guys after the first quarter, I said that's it. We took the punch, right? Like they hit us. They're coming at us hard. They were super physical, super high energy, and we just, it's important that first quarter. And I thought we kind of held our ground. And I said we just got to do it longer than them now. And I think that's, with our deep bench, and I felt like 48 minutes we were gonna get them. But it was important to withstand that first blow for them in the first quarter.
And then just with the second quarter and all the threes, like what did you think of your guys' ball movement, especially in that period? Because it just looks like
Phenomenal.
it's almost contagious.
Yeah, the one Donovan up to the baseball pass up to was that Max on the wing. Like these guys do stuff that just it's beautiful to watch, and we're highly skilled, and we got good passers, good connectors, so we've had, what do they call it, the Cavalanche or whatever, that was one of those. It's kind of a cool, it's kind of like that, but there's spacing and running, there's dirty work involved in it, but then they do the dirty work, the skill takes over.
Kenny, what did you see from Mobley tonight?
Great. Thought he was great. I thought he met the moment. I knew it. I saw him working on his game these last 2 days. Like, he worked twice as much as anybody. He's got that something. He's desperate to be great, and it's a little, end of game. It's a little bit, it's a guard, it's a perimeter game, so sometimes he gets lost in the mix a little bit. But I thought he was outstanding on both ends tonight.
Joe G.
Coach, starting guards, just 2 turnovers. You had 9 total. You got 8 total last game. How big is that?
Huge, especially with the pressure they put on us. Davion, they obviously made the adjustment, started Davion, which is a really good move by Spo. He gets into you and obviously forces a lot of turnovers. And listen, we've been a low turnover team all year. I think that's been a big reason why our offensive efficiency is kind of shot up. But that's huge against a team like that. They've even with their with the new team, with Wiggs and those guys and Davion, they've been turning over teams at a top 5 rate. So it's an important key to this series.
Leah?
You've had some great home court environments.
Yeah.
A couple games you mentioned the
This-
Cavaliers. I don't know if you were able to see the snow. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean now you gotta, you know, it's gonna be hard. This is go to Miami. Like I said, this team, this is just not an easy road to take going through them. So we know it's gonna be heck of a challenge going to Miami. I will say. With this, I trust this team so much. Like they'll be ready, they'll be prepared. We'll go at it again. Like I don't expect any letdown. Like we're up 2-0. Like they know how good this team is. They know we have to do it for 48. I know we got to get 2 more wins. But listen, tonight was huge for us. You go to Miami 1-1. It's a whole different story. So. We got a little cushion, but we definitely have too much respect for this team to get ahead of ourselves.
Jimmy.
Okay, how would you, before Donovan took the reins, how would you like to see the team handle that fourth quarter better?
I think it's a little bit like when we don't make shots. Like what does that mean on the defensive end? And what they got 32 points in that fourth quarter, and I just felt like, and they turned up their energy. I thought Jovic gave him a huge boost. He's flying, he's big. Gave him another big wing. He came in rebounding and making plays. Obviously Tyler kind of got off, so I'd love to see us react better when we don't make shots, because we're not going to have those. Just the nature of it. Field goal percentage goes down in the playoffs, so if we think we're just going to kind of outshoot teams, it's not. Doesn't happen that way, but I'm glad we held the fort, but it was we definitely had some breakdowns on the defensive side when we're missing shots.
I know you praised the maturity of this team all year.
Yeah.
Could that be a moment where some 26-year-olds, 24-year-olds are acting their age a little bit? The playoff series, a lot of these guys have only played 3 or fewer playoff series.
Yeah, but I mean our guys have experience, right? Like they've been in, 2 years around the playoffs. So, but this is, this environment against this team, it's. I think we got over a little hurdle here, right? Like that game could have gone either way. Crowd was getting a little, nervous, and but we. Don was great. Those guys, Evan, they just kind of kept, and we talked about it, for the last 2 days, keeping our composure when they hit us. Proud of the guys for how they finished it.
Okay, just gonna wrap it
All
up.
right, thanks everybody.